As people get older, they often develop habits they don't even realize can push others away. No one warns them about these subtle shifts. It's not just gray hair or moving slower. Certain behaviors can unintentionally create distance, contributing to a sense of isolation, frustration, and loneliness. Many older adults have no idea they're doing it. These behaviors can sneak into everyday routines and long-held patterns, quietly affecting relationships and personal happiness. The encouraging part: once you become aware of these patterns, you can change them. Julie, a 71-year-old retired librarian, once felt deeply connected to her community. She loved chatting with neighbors, catching up with old friends, and recommending books to anyone who asked. But over time, things changed. Fewer people stopped by, her phone seldom rang, and invitations from family became rare. At first, she assumed everyone was simply busy, but a nagging thought remained: had she unknowingly driven people away? She hadn't meant to withdraw, but slowly, certain habits began creeping into her life. She complained more about her aches, the state of the world, and how everything used to be better. She stopped putting effort into her appearance, telling herself, "Who am I trying to impress?" Conversations became centered around her. She brushed off anything unfamiliar, especially technology, and declined help even when she truly needed it. Eventually, those behaviors created a distance between her and the people who once loved being around her. Julie's experience isn't unusual. Many older adults gradually fall into similar habits without realizing how much they can affect their relationships. But recognizing these tendencies can help you stay connected and maintain a fuller, more meaningful life. One of the first shifts Julie didn't recognize in herself was how negative she had become. She thought she was simply being honest, but her days increasingly started with complaints of her sore knee, upsetting news, or comments about how younger people lacked respect. Conversations grew shorter, friends dodged topics that would trigger criticism, and even her grandchildren stopped visiting as often. Negativity, even when justified, is draining. People avoid interactions that leave them feeling worse afterward. It's surprisingly easy to fall into this pattern as the world changes faster than feels comfortable. While venting is natural, allowing it to become your main mode of communication can distance you from others. Julie began reversing this pattern by starting conversations with something positive: a pretty sunset, an interesting article, or simply a good night's sleep. She limited how long she spent complaining and chose curiosity over judgment. When she made these changes, people stayed longer, opened up more, and the warmth she missed slowly returned. Another change that crept into Julie's life was how she stopped caring about her appearance. She once enjoyed wearing bright tops, spritzing her favorite perfume, and styling her hair before leaving home. But as the years passed, she skipped her usual routines, postponed haircuts, slipped into oversized clothes, and thought, why bother? She didn't realize how much this affected not only how others saw her, but how she saw herself. Taking care of your appearance isn't superficial, it boosts confidence and signals to yourself that you still matter. Small steps like putting on fresh clothes, maintaining personal hygiene, or adding a favorite accessory can lift your spirits and influence how people respond to you. Julie also struggled with adapting to change. She loved routine and believed that if something had worked for years, it didn't need to be updated. When family members switched to texting instead of calling, she resisted learning. "If they want to talk to me, they can call," she insisted. But fewer calls came, and she slowly realized she was missing out on photos, jokes, and family updates shared in group chats. Rigidity can quietly lead to loneliness. Trying something new, being open to help, and learning even in small ways keeps you connected and engaged. Another subtle habit was holding on to too much stuff. Julie cherished her belongings, believing each item held a memory or potential future use. But her home slowly became cluttered and overwhelming. Clutter doesn't just crowd your living space, it weighs down your mind and keeps you stuck in the past. Tackling one small area at a time, donating unused items, and making decluttering a routine helped Julie restore peace and pride in her home. As she aged, Julie also realized she was becoming less patient. Minor inconveniences irritated her, whether it was a slow cashier or someone taking too long to speak. One day, after snapping at a young grocery store employee and noticing how embarrassed he looked, she recognized she didn't want to become someone who reacted harshly to small frustrations. Taking a breath, shifting perspective, and choosing kindness helped her feel calmer and made her interactions more positive. Julie also discovered she talked more than she listened. She loved sharing stories and offering advice but didn't realize she often dominated conversations. Her daughter eventually admitted she sometimes felt unheard. By intentionally pausing, asking more questions, and giving others space to speak, Julie found her conversations became deeper and more meaningful. Another habit that created distance was pushing people away when they offered help. Julie took pride in being independent and often refused assistance, even when she needed it. But constantly turning down help can leave others feeling shut out, and it can make you feel more alone. Saying yes allows others to show care and creates moments of connection. Julie had also become overly frugal, to the point where she rarely treated herself or participated in enjoyable activities. Even though she had saved responsibly, she spent more time worrying about what if than living in the moment. Life is meant to be experienced, and thoughtfully enjoying your money is part of that. A simple weekend getaway with a friend reminded her of the joy she had been denying herself. She also realized she sometimes spoke down to younger people without meaning to. Her grandson, once eager to share his interests, began visiting less because he felt dismissed whenever she criticized technology or compared his world to hers. Approaching younger generations with curiosity instead of judgment helped heal that connection. Julie struggled with letting go of old hurts and regrets. Dwelling on past conflicts and mistakes kept her emotionally stuck and weighed heavily on her health. Writing her feelings down and symbolically releasing them helped her refocus on the present and feel emotionally lighter. Ignoring her health was another risky habit. She brushed off symptoms like dizziness, thinking they were simply part of aging until a fall landed her in the hospital. She learned that taking health changes seriously, attending regular checkups, and caring for her body were essential to maintaining her independence. Finally, Julie realized she had slowly stopped seeking joy. Her days had become routine and empty. A movie night with a neighbor reminded her how healing laughter can be. Adding small moments of joy, music, fun activities, uplifting company helped her feel alive again. As Julie made these adjustments, she noticed a profound shift. She felt more connected to others, conversations became warmer, and her life regained color and meaning. Small changes in her daily habits created big transformations in her relationships and overall well-being. Getting older is natural, but how we move through that process is up to us. Which of these patterns do you recognize in yourself or someone you care about? What's one small change you can start making today?